everyone, I'm Megan and I'm a 2.
I'm Evie and I'm a 4. I'm Haley and I'm a 6.
I'm Jack and I'm an 8. If you're wondering what we're talking about, we're discussing. We're talking about what Enneagram numbers we are, and the Enneagram is basically just a personality test. So for example, 8's what I am, we're really headstrong, competitive. 2's are...
We are really helpers and we feel a lot of emotions and we think about others before ourselves.
4's are really creative. They also are a little emotional.
6's are very paranoid.
And we're going to be asking each other some questions about how we would handle certain situations. So, Megan, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
How do you navigate tensions in a relationship?
I am definitely a communication person. Definitely take a minute to reflect and gather all my thoughts before I go into battle.
To battle?
But I definitely, I want the other person to be able to express what they're feeling, but it's just, I want them to not have to be ashamed of what they're feeling. And so, we're going to talk it out. I'm even if it'll hurt my feelings now, it'll help us better in the end. So let's talk it out now. It may be awkward for a day, but we're going to get better from it in the end.
All right.
How would you handle it?
Okay, so for me, I like so I'm kind of similar I like to think about it, so I don't say anything, stupid before, I go into battle, See, I'll think it through, I'll give myself time to reflect, but I'll go into battle, and I won't do anything that I was reflecting about. That's usually what happens for me, but I don't know, it just depends, I think, for me.
Real and true.
Real and true.
You just say what comes to your mind?
Yeah, I will. And then I just if I say something that offends them or hurts their feelings, I just say I'm sorry a bunch of times. Or I'll say I'm sorry for even bringing it up in the first place.
Definitely the emotions just coming out and you don't know how to express it.
Yeah, and then usually I just get really angry and then I just cry about it. That's it.
That's so real.
Haley,
so
how do you handle it?
over there? I'm really big on communication. I like it when somebody can express their feelings to me. If we get into an argument, I'll take a minute and, like you said, reflect on it. But I'll always end up saying something that I don't mean, and it's a big issue. And then I think the whole world's going to end because I said something that was definitely from anger. But, I feel like I just need to reflect a little better on my thoughts.
So you guys are really, really healthy about it. I just walk right in. Obviously, if we get into a really big fight and it's my fault, I will recognize that it's my fault. I will think on it. But I guess, like you said, Evie, the moment you walk into it, it's like white noise in my head. My carefully practiced argument goes out the window.
Exactly.
And then I'll just get really upset. But in the same vein, when there's a problem, and even if I know I screwed up, if there was something that my friend or my partner did that I didn't like, I will tell them that straight up. I won't sugarcoat it.
No.
Because I don't know how to sugarcoat it.
And also, they deserve to know if they hurt you in that way.
Exactly. And I know a lot of people will tiptoe around that, and I just can't do it.
Because I feel like tiptoeing will ultimately end up leading to something bigger and a bigger explosion.
And I know if someone tiptoed around me, it makes me paranoid.
Yeah.
Okay, there's something you're not telling me, and I need to know what it is. And then it just builds up that argument again until it gets worse and worse. And it's not good.
I feel like tiptoeing around it can lose trust because you don't know if they're gonna tell the truth all the time, if they're sugarcoating everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Alright, so next question. How do you deal with stress?
As a 2, but I'm very involved in school and I like to be involved in a lot of extracurriculars as well, so that doesn't leave a lot of time for me, and so I often, when I am stressed, I cannot hide it well. My emotions are out there, but then I feel bad for affecting others. I don't want my mood to change others' mood. Mm-hmm. So that really, is hard when I'm trying to be, but I'm a very vocal person about how I feel. So I will tell them that I'm stressed because I feel like that ultimately helps me if I just like tell someone, then it's just like a little lighter.
Yeah.
But then it's like if I'm laying there and I like take time to quote unquote relax, then I'm stressing about all the
Relaxing,
things
I
things
get
that I
that.
could be doing.
Yeah.
So I just can't even relax, and I go, and then I like get overwhelmed, and then I just cry. Like I don't
Oh my
cry
gosh,
often. I just build up to a point because I
And
don't.
then you just crumble
But
down.
then I don't want others to feel bad, so I usually keep it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. As a 4, for me, I kind of just, like, when I'm stressed, I just kind of shut down for a while. Like, I will just, if I'm stressed, I won't be able to do anything else. Like, if I'm stressed about, say, like, a math assignment, I won't be able to write or do anything else. And, like, how you said, if I'm stressed about something, okay. So, for me, I can't rest either when I'm stressed. I'm constantly thinking about how I should be doing other things. I'll try to take time out for myself to do something for me, but I'm just thinking about how I could be doing anything else. And it just stresses me out more, and it's just a whole loophole. And then usually I end up just becoming very emotional overall. I'll cry a lot in front of everybody occasionally. And I'm just like very sensitive in general. I become very like grateful and vulnerable for the things around me too.
I do not handle stress very well. I give up way too easy when I get stressed because it's an overwhelming feeling. So I could have one assignment, say like chemistry, that puts a lot of stress on me. I could have one assignment in that class that is overwhelming and I can't do anything for the rest of the day. I just shut down and I can't do it because I'm still sitting there stressing about this chemistry assignment that's not going to get done or that I don't know how to do, and it makes me feel like I'm not as smart as the other kids, and it's just a downward spiral. And then I cry a lot when I get stressed. Yeah.
I feel like at this time of our lives, though, like we also overthink everything.
Right.
Oh yeah,
That's a big
definitely.
part of it.
Definitely.
That's a huge
You don't know how to turn your brain off.
Right.
I'm constantly
I
thinking.
can't even, like, people sleep to deal with that. I can't sleep if I'm super stressed, if I'm super anxious, if I'm upset. I can't sleep because it's all on my mind.
See, that's what
So
I'm
I'm just
resort
laying
to
there.
though. Like it'll be hard for me to fall asleep like at nighttime, but during the day, naps like that, so
Right.
easy. And then it just gets rid of it for then. But then I'm awake at night thinking about how I wasted my day. So that's hard.
See, as this is me. I don't know if it's an innate thing, but I'm always stressed. Like a lot of people will take that as an exaggeration, and I'm not. I have school, I have a job, I have college applications. Like especially at this point in my life, I am stressed all of the time, and that physically drains me as well as it does mentally. So I am a lot more tired than I usually am, it seems like. Like, I was never this tired, say, my sophomore year. Junior year was a whole other ballgame because, you know, everyone says the junior year was one of your toughest years, and for me, that was true. yeah, you guys have a lot to look
guys.
forward to.
Can't wait. Looking forward
Sophomore
to
year
it.
was bad.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it was stupid on my part because I put everything, like all of my history off to the side because I wanted to do all the fun stuff first my freshman year.
Oh, why would you do that?
Because it was in the middle of COVID and I didn't know what I was doing.
different. Yeah, that makes sense.
But so like right now it piles on to the point where I will feel really guilty if I take time off to myself. And like you said, Haley, that moment where you just are awake no matter what, that doesn't happen to me. I am always on the verge of passing out, it feels like. Because again, my brain is always working on overdrive.
No matter how much sleep I get, I'm always
You're just tired.
I never
Right.
wake up like I
And
feel. Yeah.
yeah, when I get home from school on a particularly stressful day, I will take a nap. I'll get home from work like early. Even if it was at 8 o'clock that I got home from work, I will eat, I will take a shower, I will go to bed, and I will pass out in minutes. That is particular. It's not a good way to deal with stress, but it is the only way I really can at this moment.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Third question. What does leadership look like to you, Megan?
Leadership as a 2 is I'm always wanting to please others. So I always, maybe this is just a me thing, but in a group project, say, I feel I work well with the others, but I like to have a plan, and I want everyone's input in.
Right.
So I want to I like to look at the list and be like, okay, this is how it's gonna go. I want to make sure everyone's equally contributing. Typically, I feel like too is we often will take that leadership role and be like, you do this, you do this, you do this. Just to
Equally distribute.
Yeah, it's just to have that control. Not that say we crave the control, but it's we feel better knowing that everyone is equal in that way.
Yeah. As a 4 for me, leadership is just so I like being in charge. I like to be the leader. I like see sometimes when I get put into a leadership position and someone has a different opinion than me on what we should do, I occasionally get a little mad about it. Because I think I see things the way they should be done, and I think they should be done the way I think they should be done. But I am also a people pleaser as well, so I do just do whatever they say, even if it makes me mad in a way.
Do you act before you think, or do you act before you? I don't know if I said that.
Do you think things out?
Yeah, do you think things out before
or you
do
do things, or do you just go head first
do
without
you
a
think
thought in that brain?
Yeah.
I think I usually think before I act, but that doesn't always go well.
When you think
are learning
when,
right now.
I'm in the right, do you think about the other person's perspective before?
Yeah, I do. And then if I still don't think they're right, then I'll tell them.
Okay. 6?
I mean, I can see leadership in all sorts of ways. I love to be in control, but at the same time, if I have leadership over many people, I can feel worried that they're not gonna like what I decide, because I'm a people pleaser, and if they don't like what I like, then I'm gonna feel like I'm a bad leader. But I also I feel if I'm a leader and we're doing a project or something like you said, and we have to pick things out or something, if it's not done the way I want it, then it's not gonna get done right, which is really bad. But
That's how I think.
that's how I see leadership.
God, I'm a picky person. I don't mind following another person's lead, but I will disagree with it sometimes, and I'll keep it to myself. But if it's something I really disagree with, I will tell them, and usually it doesn't end well for either party involved.
But I feel that's also important to tell the leaders, because they deserve. I feel if it's a group effort, it deserves to be known as a group and not just the leader's
Oh, definitely,
group.
yeah.
I don't want to put the leader of a group on a different pedestal. I feel
Yeah.
and I feel a lot of times it is.
Yeah, again, I don't mind being that follower. I like it when leadership is divided, I guess.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own certain role, because I don't work well in groups.
Yes, I like it when it's group, but it's
Individual.
split. Yeah.
You have your own role, you're in charge of your own thing. But even then, for me, I can get picky about that, because if someone doesn't do it the way I've done mine, it just doesn't flow correctly, and then
Yeah, I get that.
I get up in arms about it. But I have noticed that if it is a leadership group, and that is exactly how it goes, where the leader is put on a pedestal, oh God, it's not good. I get picky. So when someone doesn't do things the way I want them to be done, I'll end up doing it myself.
Yeah, I like it when leaders are more of an organization tactic than more than you do this, you do this. It's
because
more
then it turns into just a me project.
Yeah, it's more of
exactly.
a let's divide our thoughts, but I'll be the person you can bounce them off.
Oh, definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will take advantage of that fact too.
Yeah.
I won't do anything, so you'll end up taking it away, and
Right.
then the
I
whole
hate that
project
so
will be
much. It
on
makes me
you,
so
and we'll
mad.
get the points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that bothers me. I think leadership for me also is setting a good example. I like to be depending on the situation, not necessarily in a a group project type thing, or a school project type thing, but I like to be the inspiration or whatever,
I get that.
Fourth question is, what do you wish people knew about your number? Just in general.
I'm not super in depth with Enneagram. I know what I am, but I don't know all of the super traits about it. I just wish people knew that we are sensitive people, that we may not always outwardly express it, but because we just are people pleasers and we want everyone to be happy, and sometimes we will put those people's needs ahead of ours, and we can get lost in that track. And sometimes I really enjoy having just that one person where I can get off all my feelings to, where I know they aren't going to judge me.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really helped with my stress level, with my like overall, like, so I don't get like clogged up and then just like break.
Explode.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think as a 4, I want everyone to know that we are also overly sensitive. Well, at least for me, like you said, I don't know much either about all the other Enneagram numbers and who they are as people. But I can be very overly sensitive, but I don't keep it in. I definitely show that around me, and that can be like a problem sometimes, and it's hard to navigate sometimes. I can always it's really hard for me to keep my emotions in. I cry very easily. I cry when I'm happy, I'm sad, angry. I sometimes will get angry and I'll just be mean to someone that wasn't mean to me, and then I'll feel really bad about it. Then I'll cry about that. It's just it's really overwhelming, my feelings sometimes, trying to keep them in when I can't.
Some things that I wish people knew about my Enneagram number are like if you Google Enneagram number 6, you'll find they're hold on, I actually Googled it. They're energetic, dependable, honest, and then other times they are anxious and self-doubting. And I feel I don't know. I mean, those are all very true. With me personally, I can be very energetic and happy and just I don't know, overall happy, and then other times I'm self-doubting, anxious,
Do you think anyone sees one part of you more than the other?
I mean, my best friend's definitely seen recently probably the more negative side of it more, just because of things that I've been going through. But
is it more of a slow build up towards that sadness or happiness, or is it very it can
snowball.
flip fast?
It really just depends.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I know for me, for what I know about AIDS, and this is kind of funny for a group doing a podcast on Enneagram numbers, we really don't know much about Enneagrams. But from what Parker and our teacher has told us, that 8s are very intimidating and blunt, and
That's so new.
and I'm a really easy person to talk to. I know I am, and I know a lot of other 8s are as well.
So do you feel it's just they're hard to approach?
Yeah, hard to approach, but
once you start,
I'm chill to talk with anyone.
Yeah.
And then, despite being blunt, that does not mean I'm mad at you or angry at you. I'm just gonna say what I feel, point blank. And it does not mean we're getting into a fight. It does not mean that I hate your guts suddenly. I just I am very upfront about it.
I mean, honestly, that's a good habit to have.
Yeah, I really
would you
respect
rather
that,
somebody
honestly.
be honest to you than lie to you completely, though?
Right. I completely respect your mindset on that.
Yeah, it's not more of a mindset, just something that I do.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people who tiptoe around the point are scared to hurt the other person.
Me.
I can't do that. Because if I
would
tiptoe,
rather-
I'll end up actively hurting them.
Yeah.
Or causing anxiety.
I would
or
rather
something.
it hurt now
Yeah,
than
exactly.
end up
Yeah.
hurting down the road when you're wow, why didn't you tell me this?
Well,
Bingo.
when I said for me, I didn't mean it try to actively hurt them.
No,
I
yeah.
just meant because I don't think that I'm very blunt unless I'm very if it so if something upsets me, then I'll be okay, this is what it is. But until then, I'm just I don't tiptoe around it. I just try to make it softer because I don't like hurting people's feelings at all. But it makes sense.
Yeah. We good? We golden?
I think so.
All right, everyone, thank you for listening.
To our insane little rambles.
We hope you could relate a little bit, and
Take the test.
Yeah, take
Figure
that
out who you are.
test.
Yeah.
Tell Miss Parker in, what is her room, J12?
Yeah.
Yep.
J12. She will write
on
your
the-
name down on the board, I swear.
You will be recognized, trust.
Alright, that's it. That's all I got.
Bye.